Are you trying to make someone love you by keeping them trapped like this? Friends, the line we heard in the new episode trailer already feels like the first warning of the storm that's about to arrive. Because in the world of the series Uralti, if there is one thing that can never be forgiven, it is betrayal. As one character says, everything, every mistake can be forgiven, but betrayal never. And that is exactly why, in episode 8, we are about to see the real price of betrayal. After the major turning point in the last episode, nothing is the same anymore. Everyone is looking at each other with suspicion. No one knows who is a friend and who is an enemy. In the underground world, the masks are slowly falling away, and everyone is preparing to reveal their true face. People who once looked like brothers are now standing at the edge of pointing guns at each other. Because in this world, once trust is broken, it is almost impossible to rebuild. In the new episode, the fight for leadership seems to move to the center of the story. The tension that has been building inside the gang for a long time can no longer be hidden. The quiet power struggle has finally reached the point of explosion. Some characters are making secret plans behind the scenes, while others are wearing the mask of loyalty and waiting for the right moment. Some will have to prove their loyalty to the leader, while others are preparing to seize power the first chance they get. This situation will not only shake the balance within the gang but will also threaten friendships that have lasted for years. Because the leader's chair does not represent only power, it also represents enormous risk. Anyone who sits in that chair instantly becomes a target. Another scene that stands out in the trailer highlights the theme of brotherhood in a powerful way. One character says, "My brother never abandoned me. Whatever road you walk, I'll walk it with you." At first glance, this sounds like a strong message of loyalty. But viewers who follow Uralti know very well that in this world, words and actions do not always match. The real question is whether this promise will lead to true brotherhood or to a shocking betrayal. Sometimes the people who seem closest to you can suddenly become your greatest enemies. Another striking line from the trailer is harsh and unforgettable. "Don't walk around careless and clueless. One day you'll die before you even realize it." This line captures the brutal truth of the underground world. No one is truly safe. Even the strongest character can suddenly fall into a trap. And that is why many viewers believe episode 8 will revolve around a major setup. It's not yet clear who is setting the trap or who the real target is, but it seems certain that this plan will affect more than one character at the same time. In fact, it could become the beginning of an event that completely shifts the balance of the series. Because traps like these rarely affect just one person, they usually trigger a chain reaction. In the new episode, we will also see more of the psychological side of the characters. Are some of them truly loyal, or are they simply staying silent out of fear? Who is chasing power, and who is only trying to survive? These questions will slowly begin to reveal their answers. Especially the characters caught in the middle of the leadership struggle will be forced to make difficult choices. They must choose a side, and choosing the wrong one could mean the end for them. Every decision made in this episode may carry heavy consequences. At the same time, viewers can expect an increase in action scenes. The trap that is being set will not be limited to psychological games or clever words. We may see gunfights, chases, and intense confrontations where every character is fighting to survive. The trap itself could easily turn into a massive clash between multiple sides. One wrong move by a single character might create a domino effect, causing events to spiral completely out of control. If that happens, the pace of the series could change dramatically, pushing the story into an even darker and more unpredictable direction. Another major theme in the upcoming episode will be the test of loyalty. Within the gang, some characters will be forced to prove that they are truly loyal to their leader. To do that, they may be given extremely dangerous tasks. During these missions, the truth will slowly come to light. Who is genuinely loyal and who has only been pretending? Because in the underground world, loyalty is never proven with words. It is proven through risk. And sometimes that risk costs a life. When we look at all these developments, Episode 8 of Uralti has the potential to become a major turning point for the entire series. The consequences of betrayal, the battle for leadership, the trap that is about to be set, and the friendships that will inevitably break apart will push the atmosphere of the show into an even darker place. Viewers can expect both emotionally intense moments and high-energy action scenes. After this episode, the fate of many characters may completely change. Some will gain power, while others may be pushed entirely out of the game. And that leads us to the most important questions. Who will be the real target of the trap that is being prepared? Who will end up sitting in the leader's chair? And most importantly, who will pay the price for betrayal? Because in the underground world, no score is ever left unsettled. Sooner or later, everyone pays for what they've done. Which character do you think will deliver the biggest surprise in the new episode? Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments, because it's becoming clear that in Uralti, nothing will ever be the same again. Friends, in episode 8 of Uralti, which will air tomorrow, the story moves toward a much darker and far more dangerous direction. The balance of power within the gang is finally beginning to shift. Some characters who have remained silent for a long time, those who preferred to stay in the shadows, are now preparing to step into the spotlight. And in the underground world, whenever a power vacuum begins to appear, the same thing always happens. Everyone wants to become the leader. That is why certain names within the gang are slowly starting to compete for the leadership position. Secret alliances are being formed, characters are gathering information about one another, and everyone is quietly watching everyone else. Who is talking to whom? Who is secretly backing someone else? Every move is being observed. On one side are those who want to seize power, while on the other side are those who want to protect the current order. But it seems inevitable that these two sides will eventually collide. Because when the leader's chair is left vulnerable, peace in the underground world never lasts long. The moves made for the leadership position will likely create some of the most intense moments in the episode. That chair does not only represent power, it also represents danger. Anyone who wants to become the leader automatically becomes a target. The moment someone rises, another person begins planning how to bring them down. For that reason, every decision the characters make in the upcoming episode will be extremely important. Slowly, viewers will start to see who truly stands on which side, and who might actually be playing both sides at once. Some characters who have remained quiet for a long time might suddenly make very powerful moves, which could surprise the audience. After all, sometimes the quietest person in the room is actually the most dangerous. At the same time, loyalty will become one of the most questioned themes in this episode. Who is truly standing beside whom? Who is simply waiting for the right moment to strike? Who is genuinely a brother? And who is secretly an enemy waiting for an opportunity? As the episode progresses, the answers to these questions will begin to surface. Some characters will finally have to face the consequences of mistakes they made in the past. In the underground world, nothing is forgotten and no debt remains unpaid forever. Eventually, everyone receives what they deserve. But the opposite can also happen. Characters who were once underestimated or ignored might suddenly rise to power. As the balance of power shifts, the rules of the game change as well. Yet one danger always remains the same: enemies who appear to be friends. Because in the underground world, the most devastating blow almost always comes from behind. In the upcoming episode, the level of action is expected to increase dramatically. The trap that is being prepared will not be limited to words or psychological mind games. Instead, we may see scenes filled with gunfire, intense chases, and characters fighting desperately just to survive. The trap hinted at in the trailer, in particular, could mark the beginning of a massive confrontation. One wrong move by a single character could create a domino effect. The moment someone pulls the trigger, events could escalate rapidly, turning into a conflict that spirals out of anyone's control. That's why Episode 8 has the potential to become one of the most intense and dangerous episodes of the series so far. At the same time, the dark atmosphere of the show appears ready to deepen even further. In this episode, viewers will see that the underground world is not only about weapons and power struggles, it is also about the emotional and psychological battles happening inside the characters themselves. Who truly wants power? Who is simply trying to survive? And who is driven by the need to take revenge for something that happened in the past? These questions will slowly begin to reveal their answers. Every character has their own motivation. Some are chasing money, some are chasing power, and others are simply trying to stay alive in a world where survival is never guaranteed. But in this world, no victory comes without a cost. When one person rises, another inevitably falls. And that brings us to the end of today's analysis. As we can see, the upcoming episode of ****** is shaping up to be one of the most intense chapters of the series so far. Betrayal, power struggles, hidden alliances, and dangerous traps are all about to collide, and one wrong move could change the fate of every character involved. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to **** like the video **** and **** subscribe to the channel ***series World **** so you never miss our latest episode analyses and story breakdowns. And now I want to hear your opinion. ***, who do you think is really behind the trap, and which character will make the biggest move in the leadership battle? ***. Write your thoughts in the *** comments below ***. I'm really curious to see what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video on Series World.